Hello there everybody, my name is Steve, and before we continue, let me paint you the setting of this video. So, this is going to have a time skip where everyone has just graduated from high school and is going to be heading off to college soon. Jenny herself has matured. I mean, she's still a teenager, and at that, a college-age teenager, so there's still a little bit of irresponsibility, but she is responsible when it comes to her being a superhero. She takes things more seriously and more logically, especially when she figured out, hey, yes, I am a living calculator. I can do a lot of stuff. Because of that, crime dropped significantly, because a lot of people realized that fighting a fully capable XJ-9 unit is like fighting Arkham Batman. She has no qualms breaking your legs. So everyone kinda got the message. The biker girls, they stay away from Earth. Small time petty criminals realize they're cooked, so they don't do anything. And the bigger time villains, with the exception of the cluster, or what is left of them anyways, have realized, you know, Jenny's kind of a psychopath. If you threaten the lives of other people, especially the ones she cares about, or the Earth itself, she will absolutely annihilate you. Because if you rewatch the show, she has tried to kill people for way less. So, crime, it exists, but at the risks of their shins and their rib cages. So, everything is pretty okay, and Jenny has had a lot of free time to have character development. With that out of the way, recline, grab a snack or a drink, or if you got work to do, just play me in the background. Let me tell you the story of what if Jenny Wakeman was hunted by the XJ-10. It's a beautiful day. A lot of young adults enjoy the freedom of not being in school, but for a few of them, they anticipate the next chapter of their young lives as they get ready to go back to school. But this time is not against their will. Okay, some is against their will, but for the most part, it's their choice as they get ready to go to college. Brad is going into law school because he's very confident that he's charming enough to get anyone out of trouble. Sheldon is absolutely brilliant, so he has been accepted into some very prestige colleges as he takes robotics and etc. etc. Tuck, he's going to a higher grade, so there's nothing, he's still stuck at the bottom. Poor loser. Jenny, with the help of her mother, got into a very prestige college where she has taken quite a few classes, but her main one is going to be physics. So her mother is very proud. To celebrate, Nora and Jenny realized they never actually had mother-daughter time. That wasn't about work or saving the world. So they decided, you know what? There's a month before you go to college, though granted, Jenny's fast enough to go back and forth between her campus and the house frequently because she's really fast, but the sentiment's there. They're gonna go on a short vacation, just the two of them, to get pampered at a spa, stay at a high 5-star hotel, and just chill and hang out with each other. A nice mother-daughter vacation. So, they stroll into the basement to look for some luggage as they are packing for their short respite, and as Jenny's going through boxes looking for suitcases, she knocks down something in the back of the basement lab, and it's a robot. It's very similar to Jenny, but sleeker, more angular, more dangerous looking. Jenny very cautiously kind of turns to her mother and asks, "Mom, Who's that? Then Nora kind of peeks around the corner and says, that's just XJ-10, honey. Jenny, understandably very shocked, kind of goes on a panic-fueled, kind of betrayed tirade as she says things like, how could you? I thought I was good enough. What did I do wrong? Why are you replacing me now? Now that I'm going to college, and you know, things of that matter. And then Nora goes around and just says, hey, calm down. There's not even programming in that thing. Yes, it's technically an XJ-10, but it's not an upgrade of you. Jenny calms down, but now she's kind of confused. She asks, okay, what is she for? Oh, just in case you turn rogue, it will destroy you. Jenny, once again, flabbergasted, asks, how could you? Don't you trust me? And she does another tirade. But Nora calms her down again. Do you know how many times I have created something and it comes back to either destroy me or the entire world? Jenny kind of sarcastically says, that never happens. Nora retorts, well, really? My ventriloquist dummy came back to not only attack me, but to forcefully marry you. Armagetroid came back twice, threatening the entire world, and you and your sisters were hacked twice and was out to kill me. Jenny went, you know what? No, yeah, I see why you made her. Yeah, perfectly understandable. Nora went on to explain, XJ-10 is not really made to be a successor to the XJ series. It's a counter to the XJ series and to the rest of my creations. She has a force field that is not only 100% indestructible, but the more you're in contact with it, let's say you're fighting her, it will drain your battery. Even being in proximity to her, let's say of about 30 feet of her, will drain your battery. So not only can you not destroy her, but she will eventually turn you off. And if it's something truly dangerous like Armagetroid, she can shoot that energy back and annihilate the target. Jenny, actually impressed with the contingency plan. That's actually pretty cool. Can you turn her on? Now I'm excited to meet my new sister. Then Nora breaks the news. She doesn't have any programming. She was not made to be sentient. I was going to personally plug in an Xbox controller and beat the crap out of you guys myself. Because I am your mother. Okay? Show me any disrespect. I brought you into this world, I could take you out. Jenny chuckled at this and she just says, alright, okay. I will try not to get hacked ever again. They both laughed and just kind of left it at that. It was an interesting development, but at the end, after everything was explained, it wasn't that big a deal. They both went to find their luggage. They packed all of their needs and all their stuff. Nora packed a little surprise that she's gonna give Jenny at the vacation. They put everything in the car and they drove off to their luxury spa retreat. But unbeknownst to them, there was a fly on the wall. A very mechanical looking fly. It flies out of the basement, out of the house, goes a few miles to a highway bridge, and under the bridge was a very homeless, very hobo-like looking Vexus. She has not been going through the best of times. She has lost every battle, she lost her kingdom, her people, and now all she has is this one little cluster bot that she uses to spy on people. But bringing back news of an XJ-10, Vexus is elated. She has a perfect way to get revenge on XJ-9 and her meddling mother. So the homeless insect woman went on to sneak into the Wakeman residence. And inside she triggered just about every booby trap that Nora had placed. She walked into the door, it exploded. She went back in and it exploded. She went back in again, and she got shot up by lasers. And then she crawled up the stairs, and she realized, no, wait, I should go back downstairs because it's in the basement. But before she did, a bucket of acid fell, and she burned off her fingers, and she grew them back because she can regenerate. And she went her way back downstairs. It blew up, and she got knocked out of the house again. Went back in. She slipped on a banana peel, and then she fell down the basement stairs, where she got hit by multiple buzzsaws and a chainsaw at the end for good measure. And then she blew up. After the smoke cleared, she crawled and hobbled and limped towards the XJ-10. XJ-10 was shiny, sleek, high-tech, and dangerous. Nora might have been a filthy organic life form, but Vexus had to admit, she has a good taste in machinery. Then Vexus looks at herself in the shiny reflection of XJ-10. She sees this old, run-down, rusty robot that used to be a queen, an empress, a ruler of automatons. But now she's falling apart, even more so because of the booby traps. Takes one look at XJ-10 again, and realized, I need a new me. She turns it around, finds the USB port where you plug in a controller in the back of her head. She plugs in, and she downloads her entire consciousness into the XJ-10. And with that, Vexus's rusty body falls to the ground and shatters all that stress, all that punishment, and her body falls apart. But then, XJ-10 takes her first step, steps over the rust, steps over what once was, and rises to a new beginning. She feels rejuvenated, young, and thirsting for revenge. Vexus, in her new body, with a gleeful smile and a youthful outlook, flies out of the house and tracks down Nora and Jenny. It's time for round 1. Let the hunt begin. Jenny and Nora make it to their resort, and they are welcomed warmly like they're celebrities. Remember, Jenny at this time has dropped crime worldwide about a good 89%. It's so safe out there that you can walk around a dark alleyway in New York City and be completely fine. They go up to their luxury suite, and it's roomy, it's spacious, it has all the amenities. So they unpack and they get ready to go to the beach. The lights kind of dim and flicker a bit, but they ignore it, just thinking it's just some sort of power surge somewhere, and they go to the beach. Meanwhile, very close by, the XJ-10 grabs hold of some power lines and absorbs the energy into her shields, just getting some extra juice when she faces off against Jenny. Later on at the beach, both Nora and Jenny are having a great time. They do all the typical beach things that you do. They play in the water, don't worry, Jenny is waterproof. They build sandcastles, they sunbathe, they play volleyball. Jenny enters a weightlifting competition, and of course, she wins. And it just goes on to be a wonderful day. Breeze is cool, the sun is out, the sand is warm. It's perfect. Though they just can't shake the feeling that they are being watched. And of course, because they're vain, both of them just individually come to the conclusion in their heads that they're just being looked upon by people who find them desirable. Which, in some cases, yes, is true, but it's more so because Vexus XJ-10 is watching them through the bushes. And XJ-10 is thinking of how to have the perfect revenge. Does she destroy them in public? Destroy them in private? Does she say something cool? Say something spiteful? Does she makes it a short speech of revenge, or does she talk their ear off with a classic villain monologue? What does she do? She stays there stalking them until she thinks of the perfect revenge. Later, when Nora and Jenny go back to their rooms and unwind for a bit, Nora is very excited for tomorrow because tomorrow is the spa day. The spa day where they're going to get pampered, massages, hot tubs, the saunas. They're also going to have afterwards a 5-star dinner at a 5-star restaurant, and it's going to be perfect. Jenny smiles and nods, but quite frankly, as fun as she's having, she had some reservations about this vacation, because this vacation includes pampering that she can't feel. She has touch receptors, very basic ones, but she's not going to feel a deep tissue massage. She's not going to feel the relaxing warmth of a sauna. And dinner? She doesn't eat food, but she nodded and was just grateful that she's spending time with her mother. Nora, though, knew what she was feeling. She picked this vacation on purpose. XJ-9, honey, are you okay? You look a little down. Jenny, trying to hide it. No, I'm fine. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Nora laughs. Let me guess, you are afraid that you won't be able to enjoy this fully because you're a robot and the things that I'm describing requires more human senses. This kind of stunlocks Jenny. She is now processing, okay, she knows exactly how I'm feeling. Now she's also processing, why did she pick this vacation? And why she's making light of it. So Jenny asks, yeah, why are we here again? Not saying that I don't want to spend time with you, but don't you think that's kind of insensitive? Nora laughs and she goes to her suitcase and she picks up a gift that she had brought along with her, a secret gift that she has for Jenny, and it's an orb, a metallic orb with a button on it. Jenny dear, you have made me so proud. You have saved the earth countless times. You've done exactly what I designed you to be, a protector, a crime fighter, but you're also so much more. You successfully graduated high school. You've successfully made friends. You've made a name for yourself. Literally, you named yourself, and also, you're going to college. I'm incredibly proud of myself for making you so cool, but also you, because you went above and beyond of what I made you to be. But I've also been very sad because I could never give you the thing you've wanted the most. And inside this canister, I did it. The one thing you've always wanted. Suddenly, an explosion happens. Everything is dark, everything's on fire, and rubble's crumbled everywhere. Nora is unconscious, but otherwise safe, as Jenny rises from the rubble that has crushed her. She's fine, a little battered, but none worse for the wear. Jenny turns to the now gaping hole in her room to see XJ-10 hovering there, staring them down menacingly, eyes red with rage. XJ-10? Wait, who activated you? Oh, Jennifer, who else would it be but the one who hates you the most? Jenny's eyes go wide, because there's only one person that's ever called her Jennifer. Vexus? Ding 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 ding. The one and only, it's me. Your arch nemesis, the one who you've stepped on like a roach, over and over again. How have you been? Enjoying your vacation? Jenny, visibly mad at this, because this is something that's just kind of, crossing so many lines. Vexus, what do you want? What else do I want but revenge? revenge against you, revenge against your mother, and, you know, it just kind of piles on. After I'm done with you, I will destroy the Earth, and then I will fly to my planet, Nexus Prime, and destroy them too. I'll spare my daughter. But, you know, she's family. Maybe we'll go on a vacation whether she likes it or not. Suddenly, Jenny flies up to tackle Vexus, and they fly out of the building. Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna let it go that far. XJ-10 smiles a cruel grin. What do you plan to do, Jennifer, against someone designed to be your predator? They will wrestle in the air until they crash into the side of the building. Jenny realizes her battery has gone down from 100 to 80 in that short time in contact. Thanks for the extra juice, Jennifer. I really appreciate it. Jenny, realizing she cannot be close to XJ-10, quickly takes a step back and keeps her distance as she takes out her entire arsenal and starts firing. This is a threat that needs to be put down immediately. She fires every energy blaster she has, but that actually fuels XJ-10. XJ-10's shield is now stronger, and now she's blasting back. Jenny quickly dodges and realizes, okay, energy weapons is not a good idea. So she quickly changes to projectiles, which is, of course, bullets, rockets, and missiles. They don't work because now her shield is absorbing the kinetic energy and the explosive energy, and it's now even more indestructible. Jenny, frustrated by her mother's ingenuity, starts picking up rubble, furniture, anything heavy, and starts throwing them with ferocious intent. And again, the kinetic energy is being absorbed, and XJ-10 just stands there with a smug smile. "Aw, Jennifer, you're throwing a tantrum, how cute." XJ-10, with a grin, blasts this Kamehameha-like beam at Jenny, and Jenny gets blown back. The explosion lights up the night. Jenny stands up from the ashes. Molten metal drips from her as one arm is missing, and side of her face is damaged. Her internal computer is going off the rails with alerts as internal systems are failing. But Jenny stands, because this is a situation that's not just going to affect her. Because if she falls, her mother falls, the world falls. This is something she cannot slack off on. She squares off with XJ-10 as XJ-10 stands there with a smug expression, her hand on her hip, just looking down at this roach she's about to step on. Jenny puts all her horsepower into her motors and tackles XJ-10, because this time her plan of attack is ragdoll XJ-10 until something inside dislodges. And ragdoll she does, just like her mother said. Jenny is still far more powerful. With one arm she rams XJ-10 through walls, slams her on the floor, stomps on her, and XJ-10 can't really do anything because, yeah, she's not as strong as XJ-9 and she's struggling. But that shield is protecting her from superficial damage at least. But every moment of contact with XJ-10 drains Jenny's battery. So from 80 something percent has just dropped down to 50. But Jenny doesn't care. She's giving it her all. The sound of scratching metal, the sound of pounding iron. Every blow that Vexus does in self-defense at this point melts off a piece of Jenny. Every time Jenny throws a punch, Vexus gets thrown through multiple walls. This is a clash for the ages. "I will not let you win, Jennifer. You've taken so much from me." And then Jenny replies, "You lost all of that yourself. It's not my fault that I was better." You can feel the spite off of both of them. Jenny takes out her buzzsaws and does everything she can, but that shield is unbreakable. Now she's at 20% battery. At this point, The resort is in rubble as these two clash. 10% battery. Jenny, you're not going to win this. Why prolong the inevitable? 5% battery. Because I'm not you. Because I have multiple, actually valid things to fight for, you monster. 3%, 2%, 1%, 0. Dead battery. Please recharge. XJ-10 sighs in relief. Checks herself over. She's fine. That shield did its job. Looks at Jenny and said, you know, it's kind of anticlimactic, but that was a final send-off to you, my nemesis. It was a pleasure to dance. And with that, she blasts Jenny with another Kamehameha-like blast. And when the light clears and the smoke settles, there's nothing left but molten slag. A puddle of what was Earth's greatest protector. Standing in victory, XJ-10 wins. Vexus XJ-10's victory is short-lived though, as Skyway Patrol comes in fleets ready for a battle because a massive destructive force, that is the battle between XJ-9 and XJ-10, destroying an entire resort, definitely warrants some military interference. Unfortunately to them, they don't know about her shield. So the more they blast her, the stronger her shield gets and the more potent her blasts are. So imagine the confusion for this worldwide military to protect the Earth as they keep blasting and blasting and blasting, sending every weapon, every tank, every ship, every soldier, and this woman doesn't budge. It gets desperate as the Skyway Patrol's numbers start to dwindle down significantly, and at least they are able to distract her because right after she's finished with one of the battles against the Skyway Patrol, she goes off on a rampage, destroying towns, cities, forests, torching the Earth, because like she said, she is going to bring this planet down to ashes as another just sticking to her enemy by just destroying her home after. Soon, other superheroes have to get involved. The Silver Shell, Sheldon in the Silver Shell armor, activates XJ's 1 through 8 to jump XJ-10. Unfortunately, XJ's 1 through 7's batteries drain almost immediately. The ones that last in the battle the longest is XJ-8, being significantly physically stronger than XJ-9, ragdolls, of course, XJ-10 with the help of the Silver Shell. But eventually, the same thing happens. Those blasts are formidable. She takes out XJ-8 and the Silver Shell. Sheldon crawls out of the armor and tries to get to safety as the XJ-10 is now on his tail. But out of nowhere, another hero appears, Misty. Though Misty normally works for money, a worldwide destructive force is probably gonna force her hand. Plus, like Sheldon, who one of the reasons why he's even fighting the XJ-10 is purely out of vengeance, because there's definitely news coverage of XJ-9's unfortunate passing. Misty, though they had a falling out, still saw Jenny as her friend. And this battle goes a little different, because Misty's not a robot, so there's nothing to drain. And also being able to turn into a gaseous form kinda negates being blasted apart. So the fight is actually a little bit more interesting. She's able to phase through the shield and actually land some hits, which makes it a little frustrating for the XJ-10. Misty, seeing her opening, turns into her gaseous form, and phases through to take over XJ-10's mind. But what does she see in this mindscape? It's just Vexus sitting on her throne, looking very unimpressed. "You dare step foot in here? Get out!" And with that command, a surge of pure rage kicks Misty out, and Misty just passes out on the ground, out for the count. And with that, Vexus continues her rampage. She's having fun. This is literally the best month of her life. Seeing these human pests that she's been dying to destroy for such a long time, finally getting their comeuppance. It is a dream come true. But something strange happens. One day, while reveling in the smoldering ashes of a small town, she turns to see someone walking up to her. It's a normal teenage girl. She has blue eyes, blue hair. She looks about like 16, 17 years old. She has a blue bodysuit on that looks a little high-tech. And she walks with determination. Like she is specifically getting ready to throw down with the XJ-10. XJ-10 kinda smirks. As unexpected as this is, she thinks maybe this is another superhero that she doesn't know about. Maybe this is just a braver than usual human. She welcomes the challenge. "I have to say, Organic, I'm impressed with the bravery. Most humans would just run away, and if they do fight me, they hide behind weapons and guns and armor, or let their robot slaves handle me. I have to say, you're up there. You're up there along with the smoke girl that I was fighting earlier. That, you know what? I will grant you a quick death." And with that, the XJ-10 charges forward to simply punch her out of existence. But this teenager's arm suddenly solidifies into hard metal and blocks Vexus's attempt with a clash of iron. Vexus, a little surprised, "Okay, what is this now?" And the teenage girl simply says, "I'm ready for round 2. Are you, Vexus?" XJ-10's eyes widen. "Jennifer?" Going back a month, when Jenny was destroyed by the XJ-10, and the XJ-10 had to fly up to deal with the Skyway Patrol, Nora saw the whole thing. She woke up just in time to see Jenny get obliterated. After XJ-10 flew away, Nora ran up to the puddle of slag that was XJ-9. Nora plunged her hands desperately and frantically into the molten metal, burning her fingers, trying to rip off a piece of Jenny's brain before it melted with the rest. Pulled out a small quarter of what was left of it. It's hot in her hands. She holds it tight to her chest, and she runs to wherever her room was. And Nora just starts going through the rubble, and it's a lot of rubble. It is piles upon piles of concrete and rebar. She digs, she moves, and she is desperately searching for the gift she was going to give Jenny. This took the entire month with little rest, and she just kept looking and looking and looking for that one singular object. No thought on anything else. Finally, towards the end of the month, she finds the small canister. She picks it up, takes the piece of Jenny's brain that she had, and yanks out a chip. It's not the complete program of Jenny, but it is the memory card. That's what she was trying to save. Hopefully, the memories put together can recreate Jenny's personality. She opens the canister. Inside is a small device glowing almost like it was radiating some sort of powerful electromagnetic energy. She inserts the memory chip and waits. Soon the device starts blinking and moving and starts elevating up into the air. And then Nora says to it, "Jenny, if you are still in there, this is my gift. I gave you your greatest wish." And with that, particles from just the surrounding area starts to converge onto this small device. It starts forming a body with bone and muscle, and it creates a teenager. The ideal look that Jenny imagined for herself. Real hair, real touch receptors, real organs. She can smell the air, she can hear the birds, not like a computer can see and hear, or smell, like a person. Jenny is speechless. Jenny looks to her mother. Nora, very, very, very tired, responds, "You can be anything you want." I'm not saying that metaphorically, like, yo, you could be a doctor. No, I actually mean you could be anything you want. It's my new invention. You can change your body however the heck you want, because you can be metallic, you can generate armor solely off of the particles that you have around, and you can also adjust the particles in your body. I don't really need to explain it. I did program something in there, so when you were to switch over to this new body, you would have known exactly how to use it. You knew exactly how to use it. You made the body. You look gorgeous, by the way. You look very pretty. Jenny, on the verge of tears, runs and hugs her mother. Thank you. You're welcome. XJ-11. Cut back to the present time, when the XJ-11 is now facing the XJ-10. "Jennifer, how are you alive?" Jenny responds, "What can I say? I literally have the greatest mom in the world." And with that, Jenny forms metallic armor around her body and creates, almost out of thin air, rocket boosters and tackles XJ-10 down to the ground and drags her across the earth at high speeds. XJ-10 retaliates and blasts Jenny apart, but Jenny just pulls herself together using the particles in the air and creates a new body. Jenny smugly replies, "Sorry, I don't fall apart that easy." Jenny then grabs the XJ-10 and flies off into space, and then throws her into the sun. XJ-10 is screaming as she lands into the middle of the sun. Jenny, whew, glad that's over. Got a lot of things to fix, and I don't think we're gonna get our deposit back at the... Then she's interrupted as a massive energy surge comes from the sun, and it's the XJ-10 absorbing its energy and basically becoming a star herself. Bright, vibrant, and powerful. They're both silent for a while. Jenny is shocked because she thought throwing someone into the sun would be an instant win. Vexus is shocked because she didn't think that the capabilities of this darn shield would go that high. Vexus straight up says, "Okay, Jennifer, you're absolutely right about your mother. This is a cosmic level thing. I'm absorbing a star, Jennifer. I am a star right now, and I'm not trying to show off. I'm literally have the density of the sun, the energy of the sun. Why is your what kind of security measures does the planet have against your mother?" Jenny just floats there, just kind of staring in bewilderment. Anyways, Jennifer, you're going to lose now. And then with that, the XJ-10 blasts an energy equivalent to a supernova at Jenny, and Jenny is blasted all the way to Pluto. Jenny reforms her body and just sits there and thinks, how do I defeat someone who can literally absorb anything? And then she remembers what her mother said, that Jenny can literally become anything she wants. And she didn't mean it metaphorically. Jenny focuses on every single particle in her body and condenses it until she explodes in a glorious light. She has condensed herself into a white dwarf star. XJ-10 sees this and flies towards her, and XJ-11 does the same. They look like two comets in the cosmos about to collide, and when they do, boom! An explosion that reaches to the far reaches of the galaxy happens. Very essence of space shakes. They battle through space, through asteroids, past Jupiter. Jennifer, just give up. I'm literally like a black hole. I can absorb any energy. And Jenny interrupts her. A black hole? Yeah, I should have led with that. She condenses her particles even further, and she collapses in on herself to form a black hole. Jenny is a living humanoid black hole, and XJ-10 is very scared. She starts to fly away, but can't escape the gravitational pull. You see, Vexus, you're so narrow-minded. You think there's a divide between the superiority of robot and machine. It's always the robot apocalypse is nigh. Oh, the humans are invaders. We must subjugate the humans before the humans subjugate us. Blah, 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 blah. Look at me. Literally the most powerful being in the universe right now. And I am a robot born from the love of a human. And I fight for everyone. And with a scream, XJ-10 is absorbed into the singularity that is Jenny Wakeman, XJ-11. Jenny flies down and reassembles herself into a more human form onto Earth. She looks out onto the sunset and imagines the new possibilities. Eventually, the damage was repaired to everything that was rampaged through by the XJ-10. Jenny goes to college, and she's able to experience life. She can eat foods now. She can see bright colors that humans can experience. She can smell food, hear. She can feel and touch. She can brush her hair, which is something she absolutely loves. And yet she has the benefit as well as for being a robot. A robot that can literally be anything she wants. As for Vexus, there's a little fly on the wall, because she also put their program into that one little tiny little clusterbot, and that fly screams in a tiny high squeaky voice, "Next time, Jennifer!" The end.